Wednesday, December 10th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here along with you. Let's start off with a couple of web cameras from up in the mountains of North Carolina. And when it pops back in here, you'll be able to see a snowy scene atop Beech Mountain. These cameras courtesy of resortgams.com. Snow on the ground there and Beech Mountain. Temperature 27 degrees. And conditions similar in Banner Elk. Notice some snow on the ground. Nice scene there. The Christmas lights there lining the roadway. And the temperature there in Banner Elk, 22 degrees. The wind chill listed at 15. So it is a cold and still in some instances snowy mountain morning underway. These were our highs yesterday. 55 in Charlotte, 45 in Raleigh, 53 in Greensboro, 51 in Fayetteville. Currently, readings in the 30s and 40s out there in many spots. It's 38 in Greensboro, Raleigh at 35, Columbia 34, right at freezing in Boone, and 41 degrees down in Greenville, South Carolina. Messy low pressure area up now in the northeastern part of the country. More on that in just a moment. But for our region, over the next several days, really right through the weekend, it is that area of high pressure that is our big weather player. And that's going to be just gradually moving through the eastern United States between now and the weekend. Now, in terms of how we're starting off the morning, you look back toward the mountain zones, and still you have that northwesterly flow in place. And what the result of that is, as you get that northwesterly flow, it gets lifted upward in the atmosphere by the mountain topography. And the result is clouds and some snow. Never shows up that terribly well on radar, but still some snow flying in some mountain spots. Now you look off into the northeastern part of the country and there through Pennsylvania, a batch of snow continuing to blossom this morning, and you have several areas of some snow through New York State. And still a couple of more days to go of snow. In fact, check out the NAM model. Now, this is additional snow on top of what has already occurred, but you notice there'll be some spots that pick up a foot plus of snow, especially New York State into Vermont. So for that reason, you have winter storm warnings in much of New York State, northeastern Pennsylvania, Vermont, and then up into a good deal of Maine. While all that is ongoing off to the northeast of us, very quiet setup around here. Now, again, the difference in pressure between that low pressure and that area of high pressure will continue to give us some pretty gusty northwesterly winds throughout the day today, so it will be pretty breezy. Here's what it looks like on Futurecast. Winds sustained across the foothills and the Piedmont at 10 to 20 miles per hour today, with some gusts at times to 25 or 30. So it is a pretty chilly day. Your highs upper 40s to around 50 or so, but when you factor in the wind, feeling even chillier than that. Lows down into the mid and upper 20s in many spots tonight. Now tomorrow, a very similar day. Less wind, but still sunny and still pretty chilly. Again, tomorrow we're looking at upper 40s to around 50 or so. Not a lot of change for Friday either. High pressure still just off to the west of us. Lots of sunshine. Your Friday highs lower to some mid-50s out there. And as I've been mentioning, the weekend looks fantastic. Big sprawling area of high pressure off to the northwest of us, and that's going to mean plenty of sunshine, cool afternoons, and chilly nighttime temperatures. That pattern persists through Monday. But then, as I mentioned yesterday, the storm track begins to get more active. Let me show you a couple charts from the European model here. This is valid at 162 hours. That's next Tuesday. You have one storm system moving through, bringing a chance of some rain there on Tuesday. And then a few days later, you have another system. This is right at the tail end of the European model run. This is out at 240 hours, or next Friday evening. And that's a setup here where you have an area of low pressure forming. Let's see if I can get that to telestrate there. It looks like it's not going to work for me. But either way, an area of low pressure forming along the Gulf Coast, and some chilly air in place across the Great Lakes in the northeast. And again, I think we're just beginning to enter next week a pattern of a much more active storm track. Finally, before I wrap up the video, the latest ski resort information, and we'll continue to see these snow-based depths and probably number of trails increasing as we go through the week. A lot of nighttime snowmaking temperatures continuing right on through the weekend. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.